Hello and welcome to the Adapt and Survive video series, where we ask members of the travel retail community how they are dealing with the impacts of the global coronavirus pandemic. I'm here with Andrew Carter, who is the Managing Director of Chase Distillery, best known for their vodka and gin products. Thank you so much for joining us today, Andrew. Really appreciate it. My first question to you, Andrew, is how are you and your team doing? Are you all safe and well, and how are you adapting to working from home?
Well, it's great to see you, Charlotte. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, look, most importantly, all the team at Chase Distillery are doing really well. Our distillery is based over in the west side of the UK, as you know, in Herefordshire. So the team on the farm are busy in terms of operations, and our retail sales team and our direct-to-consumer online business is still flourishing. So the team are actually busy. We have furloughed a part of our team. But that team, part of the team, we're paying 100% until the end of May. And then, like everyone, we're just continually reevaluating what's best to do with the team at the moment. Personally, I'm very lucky. I'm living in the countryside. I'm able to work from home. I'm in my home study come bedroom at the moment, so welcome. Yeah, look, I'm spending a lot of time on Zoom and Google Hangouts and Skype talking with the team. But they're all in good shape, and everyone's, I think, taking the chance to slightly reevaluate their working life balance. They're all keeping fit, like most. We're probably drinking too much, but I think it's working well. And in the current environment, I think communication is everything.
Excellent. That's really great to hear, Andrew, that your team's all safe and well and learning to adapt from the working from home scenario. In terms of the travel retail business, what are your top priorities and what are you able to control? Obviously, you mentioned that communication is obviously a key part of your strategy right now, keeping the channels open. But what else are you working on?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously being a sort of super premium small craft distillery, we're doing what we can. So from a customer point of view, we're spending a lot of time talking to our UK and European based customers to check in on their welfare. We are trying to help where we can with cash flow and payment terms. I mean, that's the most direct thing suppliers can do at this moment in time. It's a balance for all of us. We're all trying to manage our own cash flow position, but we're also trying to do the right thing by both our travel retail and on-trade customers that are probably worse hit. We are, as a brand, looking to grow in Asia. So we are, as ultimately China and Southeast Asia start to emerge, probably first. We're working with customers there to understand what we can do. A lot of time spent at the moment with online training. So I think everyone's got people at home furloughed in some shape or form. So we're trying to use this time well to educate about our filter bottle distillery and the Chase brand. So yeah, like most people at the moment, it's a case of coping in the moment, and now we're starting to plan for the other side of COVID in terms of H2. I think the biggest thing we've done is we've actually started to make sanitizer. I guess like most distilleries, we didn't expect ever to be to making sanitizer hand scrubs. But we're currently making now about 600,000 bottles. We've converted our distillery across from being a spirit distillery to being a hand sanitizer producer. So we're using, we're giving a lot of free bottles out to NHS and frontline services. We're sending them to customers, and ultimately we are selling them as well. We have a overhead and a cost base to cover. So we're looking also to diversify in the short term. So yeah, I've come full circle from my first days at Reckitt and Cobb, and I'm now back producing hand sanitizers, Charlotte. Yeah.
That's excellent. That's great to know that your team can actually contribute to the effort and then help medical staff at the same time. So many are of the opinion of the interviewees I've been asking over the last month or so that during this period of quote unquote downtime, we can look to sort of consolidate our business plans and kind of really concentrate on what we're going to do once the COVID-19 crisis lifts. Are you of that opinion also?
Yeah, most definitely. Look, I think in terms of our business, about 80% of it is UK based and 20% is international. So we're in 40 markets. We have a flourishing travel retail business. That part of it has just stopped overnight, effectively. So we're taking the time to make sure we work with all of our distributor partners, all of our customers, to educate them more about the brand. We're very active in social media. So we've been promoting and driving hashtag Chase at Home, which is all about, educational cocktail serves and also telling people about our field to bottle process. But I think at a bigger picture outside of the brand and the company, we're like starting to think about what's the world going to look like on the other side of this. And I think we're all clear it's going to have changed forever. So whether that's future ways of promoting our brands, consumer experiential activities in airports, samplings in bars, events, they're all going to change. We're going to see a very slow recovery in terms of the number of things and events and engagements we can actually do. But I think we've got to think about how, consumer relationships with brands are going to change into the future now. We're not going to be able to do the same scale of tastings. We're not going to be able to use the same sorts of glassware. So I think things that were there from a trend point of view, particularly digitally, I think in terms of how we were looking at what the world of duty-free allowances were going to be in the context of Brexit and future change, I think all of those things are probably now going to accelerate, particularly, with both airports and retailers needing to make up for lost income and time. So I think we're just trying to understand how these trends are going to impact into our business. And it's good to have that thinking time. Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned there adapting the business once COVID-19 lifts. I think a lot of that will include online and e-commerce, and many brands obviously are already up to speed in this respect, but many travel retailers perhaps not so much. And I think now is the time that they are really trying to ramp up in that respect. The last question I wanted to ask you, Andrew, is obviously this is a very, very challenging period, one that we have not seen quite like before ever. Now, most people I have been speaking to have a positive message to offer the industry, regardless of the circumstances we're faced with. Do you have one of your own you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, look, I'm missing all of your viewers and my friends like everybody else. And I think we have seen wars, we've seen SARS, we've seen huge amounts of issues in the past, and we've always overcome it. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite as big as this. But the biggest benefit of all, ultimately, is for our children and our next generations. We're learning to live with a pandemic global infection. And so I think positively, we will all learn from this. I think the next 100 years will be better because of it. Unfortunately, we're a generation that's having to, live with the pain of the moment. But I think most importantly, we've got to look to the future. There's no point in looking backwards. I always believe in controlling the controllables, and that's all we can do. We can only control our brands, most importantly, control our people, and ultimately control the smile on our faces. I think we've got to be positive. We will come through this. I'm really looking forward to having a gin and tonic with my friends in the industry. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the races soon. And we're going to come out of this. So guys, stay positive. If anybody needs anything, please reach out. Communication is everything.
Great. Thank you so much, Andrew. And of course, by the races, you mean the Dubai duty-free events that we all enjoy so very much. And as I mentioned, I spoke to Colm just recently, and he was talking about how much he's missing the events, those excellent events that they put on regularly. So.
Yeah, we're really lucky, aren't we? And whether it's races or Cannes, we have a unique community in the world of travel retail, and we're not just customers, colleagues, we're friends, and I can't wait to see everybody when we get through this, and we will. So keep smiling, guys, and thank you, Charlotte, for the time.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you in the physical soon.
Always welcome at the distillery. Please, once we get through this, come see us.
We will. I'll take you up on that. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.